Have you ever looked at what you have and felt like it's not enough? Not enough strength, not enough faith, not enough money, not enough time. You are not alone. The disciples of Jesus felt the same when Jesus was surrounded by 5,000 people and he had nothing to feed them. Let's read from the Bible, as we always do, in the book of John, chapter 6, verse 5 to 14. Then Jesus lifted up his eyes and seeing a great multitude coming toward him, he said to Philip, "Where shall we buy bread that these may eat?" Andrew said to him, "There is a lad here who has 5 barley loaves and 2 small fish, but what are they among so many?" And Jesus said, "Make the people sit down." And when he had given thanks, he distributed them. So when they were filled, he asked to his disciples, "Gather up the fragments that remain so that nothing is lost." Then those men, when they had seen the sign, said, "This is truly prophet who is to come in the world." As many of us, this is a story that is so many familiar to those of our Christian faith. And so we are going to discuss today about this story. And what this story teaches us is little is much in the hands of Jesus. Looking at this story, we see the first thing that Jesus did is that he lifted his eyes to heaven before he lifted the bread. And what this means is that, like a lot of times when we are facing lack, we should not look around, but we should look up. Even though our supply is limited, our God is unlimited. And so we should look up unto him and not to men or to anything around us for help. God can use what you think is too small. Like we see in this case, there was a boy in a congregation that did not have much. He just had a lunch. But when Jesus placed his hands on this little, it became more than enough. God never asks you for what you do not have. He only asks you for what you have: your faith, your obedience, and your willingness. Before God multiplies, he often asks us to sit down. What does this posture mean? What does even sitting down meaning? Sitting down is a position of trust. It means I'm waiting with expectation. Before some of us, most of us are standing in our anxiety when God is inviting us to sit down in trust. The Bible records that everyone ate until they were full, and there were leftovers. Not barely enough, not almost enough, but more than enough. That is what our God is able to do. When Jesus performed the miracle, as we have said, we have read, it shows that 12 baskets of leftovers remained. So God does not just meet our needs, he exceeds them. So it doesn't matter what need you have today, a financial need, a healthy need, whatever kind of need, name it. As long as you bring it before Jesus, he's able to meet it, and not just meet it, but he's able to exceed beyond that need. With Jesus, nothing is wasted. Nothing is wasted in the hands of God. The Bible records that Jesus said, "Gather the fragments so that nothing is lost." Now, your tears, you may have been crying for a long time. Your struggles, your waiting season, none of this is wasted. A lot of times the devil comes to whisper to us, like when you're in the waiting season, it is a waste of time. It is not going to happen. This thing you're trusting for God is not even possible. But we see clearly in this story that Jesus said, Gather the fragments so that nothing is lost. Nothing is lost in the presence of God. God is weaving your story into a testimony. So my encouragement today is that whatever season you may be in, you may feel like you are holding 5 loaves and 2 fishes, surrounded by massive needs. But hear this today. What may have looked small in your hands, it is a lot in God's hand, because our God is supernatural. Give Jesus and watch what he can do, how much he can multiply. That which seems like so little, he will make it more than enough.